Ho ho!
Tomorrow, Real Madrid visit a great team like Villarreal, who are doing an outstanding job in La Liga. What kind of Real Madrid would you like to see tomorrow in such a big match?
Well, as you say, Villarreal are a top opponent who will demand a lot from us. They will push us to our highest level. And that's something that obviously motivates us a great deal. We're fully aware of the kind of performance we need to deliver tomorrow if we want to take all 3 points.
How important is tomorrow's match? Today is your 11th day, and tomorrow will be your 4th game. You're on an upward trend, and given the difficulty of Villarreal, who are 3rd, just behind you, with a game in hand, how important is this match to get a win that could even allow you to go to sleep on Saturday night as league leaders, considering everything that's been said? And for the dressing room, that confidence to keep moving forward in this positive direction you're showing?
Well, obviously tomorrow's match is very important for all the reasons you mentioned, because of what it represents and because of the opponent we're facing. 3 points would give us a lot of confidence. I think it's one of the toughest away games we have in the league. We're aware of that, and as I said before, we need to be at our very best and play at a very high level if we want to get the 3 points. That's what we've been focused on and what we've worked on over the past few days.
The other day you started with Valverde at right back, Camavinga at left back, and Tchouaméni even played some minutes as a centre back. This situation of repositioning players into roles that aren't their natural ones has generated some discussion. I assume you're aware that some players, more publicly or less so, have said they didn't want to or didn't feel entirely comfortable. How do you manage that? And how much do you take into account a player's preferences when it comes to systems and positions, or are you more set in your ideas and stick to your own vision?
The only thing I can say is the willingness of all the players to help the team. And I've already mentioned this over the past few days. Putting the team above the individual is something they've shown me from day one. In the cases you mentioned, both Camavinga and Valverde, not only did they have no issues at all, quite the opposite. In fact, I think they both played a fantastic match. Against Monaco on Tuesday, they delivered outstanding performances, and that's what I want to see. Committed players, players who want to help, players who are available not just to the coach, but to their teammates and the team as a whole. They're very versatile players, with tremendous abilities and talent that allow them to play in many areas of the pitch.
You've only been here for almost 2 weeks, but your discourse seems to be bothering a lot of people. Do you think there are people with unresolved issues toward you? You were even criticized for stopping to look at the European Cups.
Well, to be honest, it was the first time I went to the stadium as a coach, and I had never been through that area before. Obviously, when you see all the European Cups, you feel in that moment the history of Real Madrid, the responsibility you carry, and what this club means. I also saw that the other day, the manager, Carlo, when he was at the stadium, posted a photo in that same spot. And I imagine that if someone like Ancelotti can stop there, how could I not pause to take in the history of Real Madrid? As for the criticism, I'm very calm and fully focused on what's my responsibility. My work, helping the players, and getting the best out of them.
In the last couple of weeks since you've taken over, we've seen a dressing room that seems more upbeat and happier. Do you think the team needed that sense of understanding and closeness from the coach to bring out the best version of some players?
Well, it's been 10 days. I can only talk about the 10 days I've been here as coach and about what I've seen since I arrived. As I've already said, I believe and I hope that the match against Monaco was a turning point. Obviously, we still have a lot to improve and a lot to work on, but from day one, I've seen a group of players who are very eager to work, and that's what gives me confidence.
I wanted to ask whether you see Vinny renewing soon, and if he said anything to you. I don't know if you've talked to him about his future.
No, that's not really up to me. That's for Vinícius and the club to decide. My job is to get the best out of the players, and of course, my wish is for Vinícius to continue making history at Real Madrid.
Since you arrived, we've heard you speak very highly of the squad, saying you have the best squad a coach could have. We know the club's position regarding signings in the January transfer window, but considering the number of injuries you have in defense, especially at centre-back, where Asensio is being forced to play, don't you think Madrid might need to try to bring someone in during the remaining days of the transfer window?
I'll repeat myself again because maybe I haven't been clear enough. I have an extraordinary squad, and I'm very happy with it. And if at any point we need something, I'm sure we have an excellent academy that will help us out, as is already happening and as has happened before throughout Real Madrid's history.
In a week, you'll be facing Jose Mourinho. We know you have a good relationship with him, and he left a phrase that said, "It's a surprise when coaches without history get opportunities." I don't know if you feel that comment was directed at you.
Well, I think you all already know what Jose Mourinho means to me. When a coach with that kind of experience and history speaks, especially him, I always try to listen and analyze what he says.
I'd like to ask about Bellingham. Beyond the joke and everything his celebration has generated, I want to ask about his role in the team and why you think the last few months haven't been his best.
I'll say it again. I can only talk about what I'm experiencing right now. I know it hasn't been long, but in the matches he's played with me and even in training, he's shown me from day one his qualities as a footballer. His technical ability, his leadership, his personality, his character. The effort he put in the other day, just like all his teammates, was tremendous, outstanding. The kind you expect from a player with a winning mentality. Someone who has everything a Real Madrid player needs. And considering his youth, his experience, and all the joy he's going to bring us in the future, I'm delighted with him. Above all, with his mentality, his work rate, and the leadership he shows with his teammates, I'm very happy to have him and to enjoy watching him.
People often say every season has a turning point. I don't know if you consider the other day's match as one, whether it started during the game or even before, with the speeches from Kylian and yourself. Where have you seen a change in the last week, if you've seen one at all?
I mentioned it earlier. I really hope that the match against Monaco becomes the turning point we need. Kylian said it, and we talked about it before that game. It was our moment, the moment for the players to step up, to show the fans what they want to do, to give them joy, and to fight together. I think that's very important, and they did exactly that. With great effort, hard work, and unity, that's essential if we want to achieve our objectives, so hopefully everything continues in this direction.
There's been a lot of talk about this turning point, about the emotional shift in the team. In these 10 days, I wanted to ask if what you're most proud of, one of your main contributions, is precisely this unity we're seeing again, and this happiness, at least for now.
I try to help the players, and as I've said, I can only talk about what I've experienced since I arrived last Tuesday. I can't talk about changes or a different situation or players being happier or less happy than before. I can only talk about what I've lived. Players who are very willing to work and very eager to improve. They welcomed me with open arms, which I'm very grateful for, and I can't say anything beyond what I've experienced over these 10 days.
If you win tomorrow, do you think that as a coach you would clear doubts and suspicions, all the criticism or questions surrounding you as a manager?
Honestly, that doesn't concern me much. What really concerns me is tomorrow's match, playing a great game, as you say, getting the 3 points, fighting, making sure the players deliver strong individual and collective performances. The rest doesn't worry me too much.
I'd like to ask about Brahim. You were already asked after the Monaco match, but now you've had more time to see him. A bit of a double question. He had a great tournament and was the top scorer, but that missed penalty can affect a player. How do you plan to use him from a footballing perspective? Given the strong competition, and how have you seen him? Do you see him struggling at all?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite. I'm very happy to have him with us. I already said it the other day. Here at Real Madrid, he's already shown his qualities, and he did so during the Africa Cup as well. He's a player with a lot of creativity and one-on-one ability, and he can also play between the lines. I think he can give us a lot in different positions. I see him in a good place. He has great maturity and a strong mentality, and above all, he's ready to help the team, which is what matters most. We're going to need him, and I'm very happy to have a player like Brahim and to try to get the very best out of him.
I'd like to hear a bit more about your footballing ideas. Against Levante, we saw important tactical changes in the second half, and against Monaco, a great team performance. So my question is, how do you want this Madrid to play in order to win matches? And could you also clarify Rodrygo's situation for tomorrow?
Rodrygo will be included in the squad. What we want to see is a Madrid like the one we saw the other day. That's the most important thing. Beyond all the tactical ideas, systems, or organizational aspects we may have, I want to see a team with the character and mentality we showed then. For me, that can never be missing, and it represents perfectly what Real Madrid is about: mentality, ambition, desire, passion, and everyone pulling in the same direction: teamwork. Those values are ours, they're what must represent us and what we should never abandon. The footballing ideas will follow after that.